I'm gonna post a link to a New York Times article from 1986 that I was reading, where they were just talking about the crime rate in Bridgeport and the murders, and how like about half of the murders came from Father Panik. So I can only talk about my experience. We didn't call it Father Panik Village all the way. We just call it the village. There were two things my mother, even now to this day, will tell you she's very proud about. Number one is that she wasn't on welfare. And number two, that we never lived in Father Panik Village. We didn't live in the village, but my cousin did, play cousin. They lived over there, man. So, you know, we used to go over there sometimes, and we just learned at an early age, going to the village, that you can't show any fear, man. Even if you are, you got to hold your head high, because it's kind of like the animal kingdom. I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way, but just, you got predators out there. And I mean, if they sense fear or weakness, they're gonna attack. My cousin lived over there, but a lot of times he would come over to our house to kick it with us, just because we had like an apartment house on Central Avenue. We were living in an apartment. It had a backyard. You know, when we lived at 1531 Stratford Avenue, it had a backyard and a side lot and stuff like that. You couldn't do anything in the village. It was all like concrete in the courtyard. My experience in the village was as a kid, primarily from kindergarten through like 4th or 5th grade. Now, I went to John Winthrop, so our bus, we used to pick up at Father Panik. So, you know, we had a couple people in our class, I remember. But, you know, man, they was going to try you. You might have to, like, punch somebody in the face or something. Second thing I remember is that it was a blizzard and school had let out early. We dropped off normally on the perimeter, one of those buildings on the outside. And I remember we had stopped and let off some kids. And all of a sudden, the windows all of a sudden just started getting pounded with like snowballs. But then it was like, nah, these weren't snowballs. They had put like rocks or bricks inside the snowball. So I remember vividly, like the window next to me was like getting cracked. And the bus driver was like, all right, I got to get out of there. But a lot of times in the village, I mean, if you took a cab, they would let you off on like the outside. They wasn't going in there. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who lived in Father Panik. Beardsley Terrace was the same way. You know, dark, pissy staircases. We didn't go except for the weekends. And the few times that we went at night, for my cousin, he met us at the bus, walked us to the apartment, and then back out, because the building that he lived in, I remember you couldn't just walk up in that building. They wanted to know who you was you looking for. You know, anybody who lived in any type of project or something, it's probably the same thing. I saw my first Uzi in Father Panik. I mean, Jamaican dude had it. So, and I also remember specifically that that's who everybody was afraid of, the Jamaicans and the Rastas, because they had like the heavy weaponry. You know what I mean? It wasn't no like 9mm. They had, you know, they had choppers, because I just learned how to be tough and how to not show fear. So going through life, I mean, I've been in scary situations before, but I always think back like, this is nothing compared to that. And again, I'm just thankful that we didn't really live there.